Hey guys, Jim Chandler with Rock Your Best Vocals, where your best keeps getting better. Today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite singers of all time, not necessarily from a technical standpoint, but from a feeling standpoint, a songwriting standpoint, is Kurt Cobain. So how does Kurt Cobain get that sound and that feeling out in his voice, okay? And how do you get that rasp like Kurt Cobain? How do you kind of come across, like, if you want to sing like Kurt Cobain, for whatever, maybe you're doing a tribute band, Kurt Cobain or Nirvana tribute band, or maybe you just like that style and you want to kind of get a bit more rasp or something in your own style. So I'm going to get into the kind of styles that he did. So Kurt Cobain was not technically trained. In fact, when he was a kind of a kid, a teen, excuse me, I got a bit of a cold, so I keep kind of getting a little bit of drainage in the back. Ugh, that's gross, sorry. But so I keep having to clear my throat a little bit. So he wasn't classically trained. He wasn't trained at all. But what he would do is he'd go out on a lake and he would scream as loud as he could across the lake. Just scream. Now, when I was first learning to sing, I thought that was a great idea. Well, let me try to do that to get that rasp in my voice. I wouldn't recommend doing that because it did damage my voice a lot. But when I was like, I used to drive around listening to like Bleach and Nevermind and just kind of screaming like Kurt Cobain. Since then, I've realized that there's a better way to do it. I mean, you know, the way he does it, you can kind of control it to where it's not going to damage your voice. So, one of the ways that Kurt Cobain, like when he was live, you can watch a lot of him live. He was just so playful with his voice. Like, for example, he would go, "I'm so happy 'cause today I found my friends." A lot of the Kurt Cobain style is he would kind of flick into that kind of falsetto-y. He would flick from his kind of chest voice into kind of a with that. So what I want you to do to try and get into that space is to just let your you kind of just take a big deep breath and let your air kind of come out. You want to push a little bit out your nasal cavity as well, kind of almost like a yawn, but just let that kind of crackle between. And Kurt was never afraid to let that crackle get in. If you guys watched the acoustic, was it back in the 90s, where just right before he died, where they did the unplugged version on MTV. If you watch that, there's a bit, I'm not sure I don't think it's on the actual recording of it, on the album of it, but if you can watch it, watch where he did the Meat Puppets. And if you've never heard of the Meat Puppets, go check them out. Amazing harmonies. And so they were from Seattle as well, and you know, Kurt knew them quite well, so that's why he had them on, and he did a couple of their songs. But the one that sticks out in my head is one he was kind of pushing for. If you can go and look, and I'll put a link. I'll post a link to it up here, or up here. One of those. I'll post a link to the actual video of it, just to give you an example of kind of what he did. But it's a song where I think it's called Lake of Fire. So he goes, "Where the bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven where the angels fly. Go to a lake of fire and fry. See him again till the 4th of July." So, and he's struggling to get up there, and you could see him again till the 4th of July. So that is not beyond my range, but you can see he's struggling to see him again till, and Kurt was never afraid to kind of just go with that feeling. And You know, 'cause today I'm so happy. 'Cause today I found my friends in my head. And he would get in my head. That kind of part there. He would sing a lot like that live, and he would that's just a real relaxing of your in my head. It's almost like kind of Grover from Sesame Street. Like, hey, your voice down there like that. One thing I would encourage you to do as a vocalist is to kind of play around with your voice. Try different voices. I do like loads of different voices, like Jaja Binks, the bass is Jaja. You know, try to load. That's just you guys. If anyone's ever, eating a sandwich or something, that little bit of a like half swallow thing, man. You're like, oh, what's going on? So anyway, I digress. Back to Kurt Cobain. I'm so happy 'cause today I found my friends. Yeah, yeah. And you want to push that rasp out. That rasp that he gets is by going just kind of tightening up at the back of your throat and pushing a little bit. Yeah, yeah. It's vocal fry basically is what he's using. So if you go, so try to do that with me. Go, okay, and you're pushing just a little bit of air out. And if I get closer to the mic, you can tell that I'm not pushing a lot of air out when I'm doing that. Just a little bit enough to get that. Yeah, 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 yeah. And a lot of he push out the nasal cavities a lot. Yeah, 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 and it go into just that more chesty but pushing out. Yeah, yeah, pushing out the note out the nasal cavity a little bit to get that yeah, 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 yeah. So try it a little bit with me just to push that out your nasal cavity, just kind of just up at the back of your throat, up a little bit through your nose. Yeah, yeah. You gotta there's a little bit of that vocal fry in, but using the chest voice to get that power in there as well. And that's pretty much the key to singing like Kurt Cobain. That's his main tool, is that vocal fry and a little bit of that on you. Yeah, I'm so happy 'cause today I found my friends. You get a little bit, if you watch him live, he did that accentuate a little bit more. He didn't do it as much on the recordings, but he did do that quite a bit live. Anyway, so I hope this video helped. If you want to sing a little bit like Kurt Cobain, practice with it, play around with it, but don't do it at huge volume, but just to get that fry. It's almost like yawning and just close off the throat, up at the top of your throat to get that. Anyway, I hope this helped. If not, please leave a comment below to say, I didn't get this, do it over, Jim, and I will be happy to do it over again. I hope it helped. If it did, please hit like and subscribe, because that really helps the algorithm. I don't know, that's what everybody says. I don't even know what algorithm means, but that's what everybody says on YouTube. It helps the algorithm so other people see this. And, hit the notification bell so you can see more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the future. Rock! Where your best keeps getting better.